Hello and welcome to Forays Tech. This is Note 9. It's a highly anticipated device of this year. And yes, one of the super flagship devices as well. There's a lot of hype and there are a lot of amazing things about the Note 9 that makes it the best amongst its competitor. Some of the things are inherited from the Note 8 and some are improved. So let's have a look at its design. Well, it adopts a lot from the Note 8, which I reviewed earlier, but it's a more refined design, I'd say. It's a bit heavier, but a bit broader, and the borders are less rounded, so that makes the overall footprint a little bit bigger than the previous one. But whosoever is buying the Note, they know exactly what they're opting for, and they should be ready to use both hands with the Note because this is not a small phone. Overall quality in this lavender color is just supreme, and it's very top-notch. Well, not that notch. Then the display, it's a slightly bigger display, definitely a better display than Note 8. It's a QHD 6.4 inch of superbly balanced screen. Great colors and contrast, and the overall brightness both indoors and outdoors is brilliant. Notice the screen, it doesn't bend too much at the sides, but I think I'm not a big fan of bended screens. I think a straight screen fits its purpose quite well. Another good thing is this is a YouTube signature device. And what that means is that it is capable of giving you the best streaming and playback experience. Plus it does support the HDR playback as well. So the YouTube content on this device looks and sounds brilliant.
Note's advanced water carbon cooling protects against overheating to deliver peak performance for longer.
845 chip with 128 gigs of storage, which is expandable, and then we have 6 gigs of RAM. All of these specs really deliver what they are expected to deliver. Nothing feels slow, there's no lag in the apps, everything is fluid and it just feels flawless. Talking about the games, with this device, it is designed with games in mind. That's why they've put the water cooling in it to keep the device cool under intense gaming sessions. And I haven't felt any high temperature while playing on it. The gaming is fun, and with that big bright screen and with the brilliant Dolby Atmos sound, it just feels very complete, and the sound in comparison to Note 8, it's got a lot more fill, and overall experience, it just sounds and looks very convincing. Gladly, we still have the 3.5mm port in this. That's all that makes it an ideal multimedia device. Now the camera, it's brilliant, but there isn't much of a leap from the camera in comparison to Samsung S9 or S9 Plus. But what really has improved is that they've included the AI in this, which actually means that they've got some of the really nice presets which are there. So whenever you're taking a picture of any scene, it will pick up the color profile and the balance and the contrast, everything according to what you're trying to capture, and fits in so nicely. Talking of the improvement, the battery, it's a 4000 mAh battery, and yes, I've had no trouble using it for a whole day and a half. Now I think this improvement was really needed, and as the Samsung has really expanded the consumer boundary by offering more juice for all these highly demanding apps. Then they've added a bit more value to their S Pen. I'd like to call it an active pen. Why? Because this pen actually gets its charge from the phone within. Now what it does is it allows you to take a picture from a distance. So you've got a shutter controller in your hand, plus you can maneuver your presentations with this button, and then you can also use it to control your music. Now this bit of few things are something which definitely adds to the value of Note S Pen in comparison to the previous Notes. So the Note 9 with desktop experience, IP68 water resistance and flaw detection and many more features is a great improvement to Note 8. But if you have a Note 8, this may not impress you much, but if you're willing to buy a Note and you haven't bought a Note in the last 2-3 years, you have the budget with you, then I think it's the best Note yet. Now I've heard a lot of people telling me that it's really expensive, 1,000 grand for this version with 120 gigs of RAM, and then the $1,200 version with 512 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM. It's not very expensive. Why? Because in comparison to the launch price of Note 8, I think Note 9 is a better offering. They are offering a lot more for the price than what they've offered in the Note 8. So I don't think it's an expensive buy, I just think it's a different league for a different set of buyers. So if you are the fan of a Note 9, if you haven't bought a Note in the last 2 years, then this Note 9, why not? So these were my impressions of the Note 9. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review. Hit like if you've enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the upcoming reviews. Till again, Forays Tech, signing out.